Well, welcome to Hamilton County TV. I'm Perry Williams. Alongside me today is Jake Gilbert, the head football coach of the Westfield Shamrocks. Welcome, Jake.
Welcome, Perry. Thanks for having me. Glad to
Well,
be back.
you're moving on.
Yes,
you
sir.
win, you move on, right?
Survive and advance.
That's right. So let's talk a little bit briefly about this ball game, Noblesville and Westfield, which you came on top 42-21, but the first half was, at halftime, it was a 14-14 score. So
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about
Little
that.
nervous moments. You know, they're a ball control offense, so our offense scored the first drive. They got a score on us. We did force a stop, and we were able to return that punt for a touchdown, so our offense didn't get to play that possession, so to speak. Then the next drive, they went like 22 plays, and so by the time our offense got the ball back, we were going into the wind with like a minute left, and you know, couldn't really get it much going. Didn't want to take a lot of risk. We were going to get the ball out. So there it was, 42-14. We really had the ball one time in the first half, and we had stopped them one of the three drives, and a tough offense to stop. Not a great matchup for our team at all. So nervous moments there a little bit, 14-14 at halftime, but you know, we were confident. We needed some wrinkles. I thought the offense would do fine, just needed to get them the ball, and thought special teams would be fine. But we made some adjustments and did a little bit better in the second half.
Yeah, one thing about it, through the air you didn't have to throw much, but the running game of Ballard and Garnett, I mean,
Yeah.
and then of course your reverse play with Thiedemann for 25 yards. Those were big plays in that second half.
The running game's been strong here in the playoffs against Carmel and Noblesville. We've rushed the ball really well, so kudos to our guys up front. I think Kendall Garnett's been tremendous. And Cole Ballard, kind of when he runs, you know, he's picked up a lot of first downs and scrambles and all those things. So yeah, the running game's clicking a little bit. Hopefully we can keep that up.
Yeah, one of the amazing things I've thought all season long is how Garnett has just gotten better and better each game as you go on. And of course, Cole Ballard behind being the quarterback is improved. I mean, he just does what he has to do to get a win.
He's a winner. He's a great competitor. Cole can throw the ball really well, but you know, we like to run the ball here, but we'll win the game. Whatever we need to do is probably the right thing to do, but he's the general out there, so he competes really hard, so we all compete really hard.
Yes. Well, now you move on. Okay, you're going into regional action here, and you meet an opponent that beat you in the regular season in Hamilton Southeastern, and you travel to Hamilton Southeastern. Let's talk a little bit about that, and you know, obviously both teams are better than they were at the beginning of the season. So let's talk about this Southeastern game and what you're looking for.
Well, we played in week 5. They beat us by 5 points. I thought we played great defense in that game. You know, we gave up a pick 6. We handed them the ball on the 9-yard line. Offensively, you know, we scored about 21, but gosh, they've only given up 20 points to 3 teams. That's an elite defense over there. So those guys are great. They're very well coached. They have a tremendous defense. The running back has really come on these last couple of weeks, and he looks great. And they've got a Division I wide receiver. I think the quarterback's just steady, solid, improved. So I like their team. At the end of the day, I like what they do. I like their team. I like their discipline. A lot to like. They're undefeated and ranked number 1 for a reason, and they beat us. So, but it was a good, tight, close game. We had the ball, you know, down 5 at the end and had a chance, but couldn't quite get it done. And looking forward for the opportunity to play them again.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about their defense, because that, like you said, they haven't given up 20 points many times this year, 3 times. So talk a little bit about that defense, because they'll fly around. And they got a lot of good defensive players.
They do. Very senior laden. I think we got probably about 8 seniors. They got a defensive end who I think is arguably one of the very best defenders in the conference. 48, and I like number 8 he's played some outside backer and some safety, and their corners are really good too. But I feel like they've got a couple guys that are outstanding, and then their inside linebackers are really good. So they may not have, say a ton of Division I guys on defense, but man, are they good as a unit. Really solid, a couple great players, and just really solid overall as a unit. They know exactly what they're doing. They're never out of position. They tackle well. They use their hands well. They read their keys well. I think they're tremendous.
Yeah, and the one thing about it, you are traveling to Hamilton Southeastern for the game, but one thing about it with your group and with you being down to Lucas, the last 2 years, you've had longer seasons. You play in front of big crowds. I mean, there'll be a big crowd there, but you travel well, and your student body has done a tremendous job this season, and so has Southeastern. And so with the fans, the crowd, I think it'll just be what happens on that football field.
Yeah. We don't get too much into that stuff. I mean, we're a November team, November staff, and excited to be back coaching football in November. I think our team is improving quickly and has improved a lot. I think we're pretty hot, and I think it has more to do with that than the crowd and all those things. But I hope we have a good turnout, obviously, and a lot of people come out to support us. I'm really excited to see our team compete Friday night. I think we're playing with a lot of confidence, and excited to see us get after it on Friday. And we need to be on the attack no matter where we're at. They're here. Who's, nobody in the stands, a lot of people in the stands. It's based on our toughness and, our, like I said, being on the attack to see if we can get the victory that way regardless of all those other circumstances.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule, because I know that in the past, when it gets regional time and there's a lot of other people that want to talk to you and interviews and stuff like that. So we really appreciate you taking time out, and hopefully I'll be back here next week.
Yeah. Perry, you always get first dibs. So, as usual, just always grateful for HCTV. So, thank you so much. Go Rocks.
All right. Thank you very much.